Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Okay.
Yeah, I want you all to vote. I want every single one of you guys here to vote on the poll right now. It seems like 70% of you guys here are bearish concurrently. As you guys here are continuing to vote, so yeah, it's hovering around 70%. 30% of you guys here are bullish. The other 70% is bearish. So what I'm going to do here is confirm that with the multi-time frame analysis. If you don't know what the multi-time frame analysis is, it is where we study the charts from the higher time frame to the lower time frame to build a story out of price. From there, we will understand exactly how to look for the next move, where to look for the move, how to look for the move. But the first piece of puzzle is going to be making sure we understand the direction of today. So especially if you're brand new, I want every single one of you guys here to pull out your pen and paper, and you haven't already done so, subscribe down below and turn on the bell notification, because this is exactly what I do every single day with you guys. I walk you through the market price action, and I most importantly go through with you guys here my trade idea update on when the most recent lower high is being broken. In this case here, you have the most recent lower high being broken. When the most recent lower high is being broken, this is exactly where you were expecting price to give us a further push up, to continue bullish, creating a high, low, higher high. So that's what we currently have right now. Is everybody clear up to this point? If you all type G in chat.
So daily is bullish.
Gee, beautiful. So now we understand that the market here is giving us a push towards the upside. And if we are getting a push towards the upside, then what I want to know is this. First and foremost, the market here is showing us that we want to continue higher, but you do see bearish candles, and it is clear that the market here is trying to push down. So what do I do with this information? I understand that the daily is bullish, but in a bearish retracement. I repeat that, the daily is bullish, but in a bearish retracement. So if that's the case, I now know the market here is right now, short term, giving us that push down lower. So I need to confirm what the market here will do for us. Can I look for more sells or buys? I now know that the daily is bullish, but we are in a bearish retracement. And if the market here is still in a bearish retracement, take a guess, chat. Is the 4 hour here going to be likely bullish or bearish?
Bearish, bearish, bearish.
Answer is bearish, likely, right? So let's take a look, double check on the 4 hour time frame. What do we have? Price action is currently bullish on the 4 hour time frame. How do I know? I thought we were looking for bearish price action on the 4 hour. Well, you're right.
Correction.
We are looking for bearish price action, but structure is telling me otherwise currently. Here's why. Price action here has created a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then the market created a higher high, breaking through this level here. When the market here breaks through this high, like this, creating a higher high, breaking through your previous lower high here, this tells me one thing. Once again, the market is now switching from bearish price action to bullish price action, with your higher low sitting right here. And that means no matter what happens, if this low holds, you don't even see a wick past this low, specifically 84021.85. This is where the market here will show us, oh, okay, we are still bullish. But you see bearish candles here, just like the daily, right? So this means that the market here is now giving us a bearish retracement. So on the daily and the 4 hour, the market here is showing that we have bullish structure, but we are in a bearish retracement. Once again, pointing that perhaps the lower time frame is starting to turn more bearish. Is everybody G up to this point? Type G in chat. G. Amazing. In order for us to take a trade, for me to take those sells, I need to confirm that it's bearish. So this is where I drop down to the lower time frame to find for my confirmations. So then how did I take these exact sells that netted me 232 pips? Let's explain it live on the stream. Currently, on the daily time frame, sorry, on the 1 hour time frame, the market here is pushed down during the AM session. Quite clearly. The market here has created lower highs, lower lows, higher highs, and then a lower low. Price broke through the most recent higher low, creating a lower low. So if that's the case, then now I know your 1 hour has officially shifted from bullish structure to bearish structure. Now that makes more sense why the daily and the 4 hour is showing us that bearish move down. Because your 1 hour time frame is officially bearish, allowing price to further push down. So understanding that, cool. Right now, price has came back, pushed down lower again. So if I want to get involved in sells, what must I do? I need to look for points of interest in which I can look to get involved in those cells. Areas where I can hunt for those cells. So from this high to this low, this entire move down, what are some points of interest that you can see in which I can get involved? Take a guess.
Fair value gap.
Isaac Lambent, is premium free? Yes, it is absolutely free. Those that say one, think again. Let me show you exactly where these fair value gaps are. If you don't know how to spot a fair value gap, let me first introduce to you the concept of FVGs. Beginners, write this down. FVG is a simple 3 candlestick pattern. You need 3 consecutive candles in a row, where the first candle's wicks and the third candle's wicks are not overlapping. For example, candle 1, right here. Candle 2, and candle 3.
I'm gonna put here.
You got candle 1, candle 2, and candle 3. Right now, you can see that there is a gap between the first candle's bottom wick and the third candle's top wick. They are not overlapping each other, leaving behind a gap. So what you can do to mark out that gap is to draw a rectangle box around it and extend it to the right. That is where your fair value gap is. So if you apply the same concept, if you keep on looking for the next 3 consecutive candles where the wicks are not overlapping, you will find another one right here. Same thing. Candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Gap between the first candle's bottom wick and the third candle's top wick. So this is my basis for those cells. If I am going to join in those cells, I want to make sure that my 1 hour is bearish. Check. Done. Broke past this low. Number 2, do I have a bearish point of interest? Yes. My bearish fair value gap on the 1 hour time frame. Like this. So if price is coming back into the fair value gap, is that where I can drop down to the lower time frame to hunt for some sells? Yes or no?
Yo.
Exactly, but it's already retested. Well, for me and the premium members, we got into the cells during the retest. Not now, but during the retest. Right now, I'm explaining the trade that I took, which I'm still in profits on for 252 pips. Walking you through the thought process as to how I got it, so that you understand and you can replicate for this live stream once we do see such similar setups on the chart right now. So once again, price comes back and retests. So if this is where price is retesting, then I can drop down to the lower time frame, just like you guys are saying yes, to look for more confirmations. And what do I see right over here? Is there a bearish order block here? Yes. If you don't know how to spot order block, write it down. Beginners especially. If you're brand new, don't know how to spot the order block, write this down. An order block is going to be the candle that creates the highest or lowest point in price before breaking structure aggressively. Price broke this low, creating a lower low. And what happened next? What I can do is I can look left, see where's the candle that created the highest point in price before breaking that structure.
Highest point in price before breaking the structure. Okay.
So can I repeat for sure? The order block is identified by the candle that creates the highest or lowest point in price before breaking structure aggressively. That's how you mark out an order block. So in this case here, you find this candle here being the highest candle before the break past its own low and this low. So what I can do is mark out the entire candle from the top wick to the bottom wick to be used as my order block. Nick, is the order block only one candle, the full? You are right. An order block is one candle only. The candle that creates the highest point in price before breaking structure lower. So as you can see, I just marked out one candle. That's it. I picked the candle that creates the highest point in price. Oh, so the OB is spotted only when the future character is formed or a BUS. Yes, any structure break. You did. Any structure break will create a confirmation of the order block for me. Is that clear? If that's clear, type yes in the chat, let me know. The way I spot order blocks is only using one candle and one candle only. That's it. Not 2, not 3, not 5, not 10. No, 1. The candle with the highest point price. Good. So then what is my last confirmation on the retest of the order block? This is where I drop down further to make sure that within this order block, I do see additional reasons to sell. Right here on the 5-minute time frame, I'm going to introduce to you the concept of an IFVG. IFVG, the inverse fair value gap. If you don't know what an IFVG is, write this down. An IFVG forms when a fair value gap fails. I repeat, an IFVG forms when a fair value gap fails. So right here, you have a bullish gap initially. Once again, how do you spot it? Candle 1, candle 2, and candle 3. Gap between the first candle's top wick, right over here, and the third candle's bottom wick, right here. In this case, no bottom wick, so use the body. What did price do? Price filled the gap. So TKBNF, this is for you. It fills the gap by creating a body candle close underneath it. Price close underneath it. When price closes underneath it, what am I expecting? Think of this. This was an area to buy. A support. And the support fails to become a resistance. So when that happens, it tells me one thing. Market is showing me that the market wants to continue dumping. There's not enough buyers to continue pushing higher. And if that's the case, I can then look for more sells. So when you see this body body candle close, this is exactly when you can switch this bullish fair value gap into an IIVG, an area that you can now look for price to eventually retest and sell. So, some of you may be saying, okay, Nick, but didn't price just give us a retest right here? This for more. There's not enough buyers to continue pushing higher. And if that's the case, I can then look for more sells. So when you see this body candle close, this is exactly when you can switch this bullish fair value gap into an IIVG, an area that you can now look for price to eventually retest and sell. So, some of you may be saying, okay, Nick, but didn't price just give us a retest right here? Ah, yes, it did. It did. So is this where I could have looked for sales? Yes, but at this point of time, I wasn't looking for a trade yet. So this move down, missed. If price were to come back into my order block, which will only have been confirmed after this move is done, then is this IIVG still valid? Yes or no? Thank you for spotting that. Tommy Coy, let me just fix that right now. 1 second. Done. Adjusted. It's been updated for you guys already. Beautiful. So now, yes, we talked about this, huh? This move here would have happened before the order block form. So once again, I'm not just executing based off the IIVG. It is based off my, number one, 1 hour bearish fair value gap plus 15-minute OB. Once it then retests the OB, then I'm looking for the IIVG retest. So getting in here is kind of premature because you don't have a bearish order block. You don't have another reason to sell. Possible, sure. But what I did here was me looking for a trade. Coming into the London session, I saw an order block form, and in there is still the IIVG which I can use as a retest. Is that clear? It was right there. Pull up the phone, open up the trading app, hover over the sell button. 3 and 4, I let them know step by step exactly what to do. Take partials right now. And as the trade continues to dump even further, 70, 77, and dumps melts super beautifully. As you can see, the market just dump. Look at 100 pips. Next area to take partials, secure another partial, another 20% at this point. By this time, I'm floating $18,000 in profit. 18 grand. That's exactly what we have. So I tell them, secure another 20% partials. Put more money in my pocket. For me, at this point, securing another 20% is 2 monthly salaries for me. $6,000 secured on this partial alone. Let the trade continue to run. 127 pips, 158. Post right away. $119. True. What you be planet from the premium. Oh no. Understanding why you take a trade, why it wins, why it loses. That's why in premium, I make sure that all my members here, they journal. In fact, this weekend, I'm going to be hosting a private mentorship. with the members to make sure that they understand how to journal. All the members here, especially the brand new ones, so that they understand why they're taking a win, why they're taking a loss, and how to improve. But that's exactly what you do, Keith. Amazing stuff. You need to understand. And being here in this community will help you do that. Just by showing up on the live streams, just by using the analysis that I sent to you and me walking you through that price action. Beautiful. 1 hour bearish with your daily and 4 hour bullish but in a bearish retracement. It tells me that for this session, my focus should be on sales. Okay? Now I see Tracy Leodolf. You say that the link is not working. You click the link down below. Joining this. Are you ready? If I'm ready to chat, let me know. Ready? Then let's get right into it. Currently on the 1 hour time frame, you will be able to see that the market here is bearish. And as the market here is bearish, you will start to notice that we have created the Asian high and Asian low. This is formed during the Asian session. This concept is what I call the kill zones. So before I mark out my sell zone, which I have already done, so I've just deleted it, I'm going to mark it out again so that you understand why my sell zone is there. First reason why my sell zone is there is because I have the Asian high. The Asian high is created, the Asian high and low in fact is created during the 8 a.m. GMT plus 8 to the 12 p.m. GMT plus 8. If you don't know the timings for it, write this down. I'll repeat one more time. For the Asian
Let me go get a pen and my headphones. Process. Okay. Forgot my headphones. I think I have some earphones somewhere. Mm, There's a cable I'm looking for. Mm. It's dirty. I don't think it's dirty. I just think it's the sunlight. Oh yeah, it was kind of dirty. Kuna watoto wanacheza hapa nje. That makes so much noise. I don't know how I'm going to do my cutting. Maybe I try and tie a knot. I think it's a lot better now. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. There you go. Mm, 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 mm. Happy is it might just be the quality of the might just be the quality of YouTube. The quality shouldn't be bad because like I'm streaming at a really high quality. Yeah, let me check from my phone. Mic check, mic check. And it's still kind of bright. I feel like if I was facing like this other side, yeah, I guess it's not that bad. Anyways, we get back to learning. I'm kinda scared that it has an echo.
Highs and lows to be marked out. You want to mark it out in between the 8 a.m. GMT plus 8 to the 12 p.m. GMT plus 8 price action. And where do you find that? Right over here, you can see this is the 8 o'clock candle. Where's your 12 o'clock candle? The 11 o'clock candle right here. Why do we mark out the 11 o'clock candle instead of the 12 o'clock candle? Can anybody tell me why?
I don't know what's going on with my recording software. Anyways, I really want to hear what this guy is saying right now. Sounds important.
In between the 8 a.m. GMT plus 8 to the 12 p.m. GMT plus 8 price action. And where do you find that? Right over here, you can see this is the 8 o'clock candle. Where's your 12 o'clock candle? The 11 o'clock candle right here. Why do we mark out the 11 o'clock candle instead of the 12 o'clock candle? Can anybody tell me why? Take a guess.
I have no idea.
It closes at 12. Very good. Those of you guys who are slightly more experienced, you will understand why. The candle opens here at 11 o'clock. And since this is the 1 hour chart, it closes at 12. Since my timing is from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., I need to mark out the 11 o'clock candle once it's closed. So this is where I stop looking for the highs and lows for the Asian kill zones.
Okay, gets now.
So if the market here wants to give us a breakthrough that low, like what it's doing right now.
Crazy, because me, I've always used the other candle. I actually never thought of it that way. No wonder sometimes I usually get the enemies wrong. So if it's 8 to 12, you mark out the 11th candle. 8 to 12. You mark out the 11th candle. So in Kenyan time, that's around 1 a.m. to, I think that's 1 a.m. to 4. So you mark out the 3-hour candle close. 3 a.m. candle close. Interesting.
Your Asian low is taken out. And what is the significance of the low and the high in the first place? Why does this even matter to us? At the Asian low and the Asian high, during this key period from 8 to 12 p.m. GMT plus 8, there are people trading the Asian session. In fact, the banks and institutions are most active during this timing. And that's where a lot of people that are selling during Asian, they will have their stop losses above the Asian high. People that are buying during the Asian session, they will have their stop losses below the Asian low. So in essence, there is going to be a bunch of orders sitting above the high and below the low. That's what we call liquidity. For this specific concept, session liquidity. If there's G, type G to chat. Any questions up to this point?
These children are making way too much noise, bro.
Let me know. Once again, session liquidity is simply a specific session, Asian, London, or New York session, the high and the low. Above the high, there's a bunch of orders sitting, waiting to be taken out. Same thing for the low. That's where price can look to take out those stop losses above or below. Session liquidity. Good. Now, this is not the only reason why I have my Asia or where I have my London sell zone. This is not the only reason why it's there. It's just one line, right? So if that's the case, then I need to find other points of interest to let me know that I have a range to be able to look for sells from. Now, I do see a question here by Carl Newwood T3943. Nick, do we not have a 4-hour body candle bullish body candle close bullish huge corrector any 4133? Let's take a look. His question here is asking if we have a bullish huge corrector on the 4-hour time frame. Yes, we do. This is part of the multi-time frame analysis that we have done earlier on. Yes, we do. If you missed out on this and you just joined, kind of late to the party, but that's okay. You spotted it right. It is correct. You have that. We have marked that out already. No problem. Okay? So let's go back. Why is my sell zone here, apart from the Asian high? I want you to take a look at the 15-minute time frame. Above the Asian high, price action created a change of character on the 15-minute time frame. How do I know that? Price has created this. Lower high, lower low. Higher high, and then lower low. So this is a break. Yes, you have a strong break with a closure underneath the higher low. Once again, your change of character, your breaking structure, right? Let's go back to the concept of order blocks, because this is needed for you to understand what a breaker block is. For the market to create a order block, you need to first break structure. What did price do? Price creates a break past the high. Breaking structure. And I look left after breaking past this high. Where was the candle that created the lowest point in price? This candle right here. So if this is the candle, then what am I expecting? I'm going to draw a box from the high to the low to be my order block, my bullish order block. An area where I can potentially look for some buys. But what happens when price fails that bullish order block?
Becomes a break.
Just like how a fair value gap fails and turns into an IAVG, it becomes a breaker block. Same reasoning. An area that is once used to buy has failed.
It's
A fail.
this again.
So if this is the candle, then what am I expecting? Right. After breaking past this high, where was the candle that created the lowest point in price?
Lowest point in price before.
This candle right here.
Okay.
So if this is the candle, then what am I expecting? I'm going to draw a box from the high to the low to be my order block, my bullish order block. An area where I can potentially look for some buys. But what happens when price fails that bullish order block?
Becomes a breaker block.
Just like how a fair value gap fails and turns into an IAVG, it becomes a breaker block. Same reasoning. An area that is once used to buy has failed. that becomes an area used to sell. Support turned into resistance. And the technical name for a failure of an order block is a breaker block. That's what I have. Is that clear? If that's clear, type G in the chat, let me know. So write this down. If you don't know, I combine it into a box. This is now my sell zone. My A. Okay? Good. So now what I've just done is I've used the breaker block plus my Asian high. I combine it into a box. This is now my sell zone. I've combined 2 points of interest into one, making this area a stronger area for price to reject to continue dumping.
Wonder why he didn't use
This is how I spot my zones. Does that make sense? If price wants to give me a tap of this area, that's where I can look for sells. But I don't just set a sell limit like this. Definitely not. That's not how I just set a sell. No. Why? Can anybody guess why I don't take sells at a sell zone like that? Because I see a lot of beginners do this. They see a point of interest and they mark up, oh, I finally spotted a point of interest. Yes, I'm getting the hang of it. And then they go and set an order right there. And then, oh shit, took a loss. Why? I don't know. Because price can break through? Because there's no confirmation? Yes, you're right. These are areas that you can look for sells. Your points of interest is an area where you can look for a sell or buy. If you're looking for sells, then you should look for the lower time frame to agree with this zone. Because as price is coming up, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Price may break through the zone without creating bearish price action. That's what you have. If you have bearish price action, that means the market here stopped going higher in your sell zone and it switches direction. Is that where I can look for those sells slower? Yes. You're switching direction from bullish to bearish. So then one of the confirmations that you can use at the sell zone is going to be the change of character. I'll write this down. One of the confirmations here that you can use at the sell zone is the change of character. Once you have the change of character, good. That's where I know market here can give us a push. Can reverse. So if that's the case, then what I'm going to be looking for is this. I want to see how price can give us the break past the most recent higher low. If price can do that, good, you have a structure change. If price does not, we don't have it. Price will continue going higher with a high chance. If you want to see price give us a stronger criteria, a slightly more aggressive criteria, what can you do? Can you look for price to give us an IIVG? Yes. Once again, what's the IIVG? A failure of the bullish fair value gap. Is that clear? Good. If you have a failure of a bullish leveling gap, that becomes a bearish IFVG. If you have a bearish IFVG means what? Your support area failed, turned into a resistance. Now an area for price to use as a retest point to continue dumping. So to answer a question here by Rishi, Nick, but many times you just take a trade without lower time frame change corrector or confirmation. Well. I hope you understand the confirmation that we talked about earlier on for my cells. How did I get involved in the cells? What was the final confirmation, chat? Do you all recall? For me to get into my cells here. IFVG. So Rishi, that's my confirmation. 5-minute IFVG. That was how I took the cells here. I don't execute for no reason. There's always a story behind it. That's how I maintain a 92.8% win rate. Clear? That's how I make sure that each and every single time I take a trade, it wins. Very clearly. Not 100%. Sometimes you want to wait for a change of character, sometimes you want to wait for an engulfing. Sure, depends on what the market gives you. Okay? If you decide to stick with a change of character, then you wait for the change of character. If it doesn't happen, then you don't have a trade. If it does happen and it doesn't give you a retest, you also don't have a trade. And that's the point. The market here will choose what it wants to give you, but you must know what are the tools in your arsenal so that when you see it happen, you can choose to execute. In my arsenal, I don't just have a change of character. No, that's not the only thing I use. I got IFVGs. I got engulfings. I can go deeper to even more concepts, but I don't want to confuse you guys here. But there are a lot of ways to get into a trade. There are many ways to skin the cat. And what I'm doing here is I'm showing you what are some of the ways that you can look to take trades using the zones. Is that clear? Is everybody G with that? Clear? Because at the end of the day, like I mentioned from the start, you can use a Ichimoku cloud to take a trade and win. You can use support resistance. You can use purely liquidity sweeps to print. You can. I'm guiding you through exactly what are the types of confirmations here that you should be using at the zones to let you know that it is ready to reverse. And from there, you decide how you want to enter. Okay? Very good. So that's the most important part. Being clear and aware on exactly how to look for a trade once price taps your zone, your confirmations. Now I see a question here. Well, there have been viewers in here just by watching the lives and trading of the zones, making money with low pellets. Absolutely. In fact, a lot of the members here before they came into premium, what they do is they use the zones here. They show up every single day. I repeat, they show up every single day. What do? They pay attention. They use the zones. They know, okay, there are 3 ways I can look to get involved. They got the engulfing, they got the change character, they got the IFVG. And once they have that, okay, they see the market here give them that. the IFVG, the change of character, they see it themselves. What can they do? They can execute. They do it time and time again. Some of them grow their $100 account into $700 account. Not overnight, but over multiple streams, showing up every single day. That is being consistent by using what they have learned in the live streams. Am I just saying shit? Give that. Give you. I repeat that, $10,000 in 2 simple trades. One of them, my signal, one of them is using what I teach on stream to catch a trade earlier than my signal. And he started out as a complete beginner, just using the streams to handhold you step by step with the egg. Right after this. Just like this guy saying, Jeremy, that's not 7. If price retests the 5-minute breaker block, what am I going to be looking for? Can I look for price to give us a push higher with bullish confirmations? Yes. Right now, on the 1-minute time frame, price is creating high, low, higher, high. And as price action here comes into the breaker block, that is exactly where the market here starts to give us a bearish structure change. How do you know this? How would you be able to spot this? Never mind, I spot it for you. Follow my arrows. Price has created a high, a low, higher high, higher low, higher high, breaking through this high. So this right here is the higher low. So if the market here wants to give us a buy to the upside, it first has to retest my breaker block. That's my criteria, right? If price is giving me a bullish point of interest, I am going to wait for that bullish point of interest to be tapped. Once tapped, then I can look for buys. If price wants to break this low and tap into my bullish breaker block, then this is exactly where you will create a change of character. If the market here breaks past this low, you create a low. And if you create a low means what? Bearish 1-minute price action. Now I did see a question here. Wow, Nick, you skipped a higher high, higher low. Wrong. If you are saying that this is a higher high, higher low, what you're referring to is internal structure. Why? What do you see wrong about this high? There's no higher high. You must break the structure in order for you to put in a higher low. That's why. So what you're marking out is a internal higher low. So all I've done is I've used the external structure. That's it, like this. A high, a low, a higher high. High, low, higher high. That's why. Is everybody clear? So if you don't know this, now you know. And once I see that, good. For me to look for more buys, can I confirm price action? will go bullish if I see a change of character. Yes. A change of character is what I can use to look for more buys to the upside. Is that clear? Good. So I want to see a change of character. No change of character, no buys, because price right now is in bearish structure. Nick, does a wick break above also consider as a higher high?
Yes.
Yes. A wick break above is also considered a higher high. In this case here, you have a strong break above. And now price has created a strong break below, creating bearish price action. So realistically, chat, this is where you focus up. I'm about to walk you through how you can be involved in this move. Pay attention, write this down if you need to. For price to give you a push higher, two things I must see. Well, there's two ways to be more exact for you to get involved. Number one, if you want a strong change of character, the highest probability one, it would have to be a break past this high. Once you break past this high, your lower high, lower low, and you create a higher high, good. You can then look for a retest to continue higher. That's what you can do. Once you have that perfect, then you can look for price to push up into your sell zone. From where the high is to the sell zone, there's another 100 pips, $1,000 for lot traded in your pocket. This is your strongest form of buys. If you want something slightly more aggressive, that is one way that you can do so. A break past this 1 minute lower high. That's where you will have an internal bullish change of character, like this. Body candle close, retest. But since it is internal, not confirmed yet bullish, should I use an engulfing candle, chat? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, I should look for an engulfing candle. That's how you can demand more in a slightly more aggressive confirmation. If I don't see that, I'm not even interested in executing buys just yet. I'll be patient and wait for my sell zone. That's what I will do. Let me be clear on this. So I'll repeat one more time. The strongest way to look for the buys is if this high can break. Break above, retest, and engulf it. Else, if price action here breaks above this high, gives me a body candle close, retest, and engulf it, that's where I can consider a buy, because it's more aggressive. But once again, there are only two ways for you to print. Number one, you're using the exact setups here. Or number two, you're in my community taking the signal. And for those of us here that are struggling to catch these trades by yourself, you need me to handhold you. Then give me a couple of minutes to explain to the members here that needs me to handhold you every single step of the week with a signal sent directly to you for free. This is exactly what you will do the moment you come on into my community. You use your own money to trade and you print. Pay attention, chat. Especially if you're brand new. Whenever I send a signal, for example, the latest sell signal here that we gave today, this is exactly what it will look like. This was the sell, like this. When I give a sell, before I execute, I will always tell all members the most important step here, stress-free, follow step. Okay, you guys. Send the profits. Gives you time to get into the trade. About
Hey,
us
actions look way up. Yeps forever.
testing my emotions on printed I got 15. Not for the private man wins your losses. We can walk you through it. You need to have at least 7 at 4:45. Once you see you took the win with it by clicking on not missing out, text out it. You got $10. Because right here, the analysis that we talked about is starting to play out. We are looking for those confirmations. I don't see any of the Good. I don't see all. You see an internal change corrector, but price is struggling to break. Because your external high is still a lower high. Your low is still here. You are in bearish structure. Price just created an internal bullish change corrector. Your bearish structure is still there. Only your internal has turned bullish. And that's why after you create the change corrector, what do you see? Do you see any engulfing candles here? Not exactly, right? Price has not created any engulfing candles. If price has not created any engulfing candles, then what does it tell me? There's not enough volume, and perhaps the move here is going to be choppy. And if it's choppy, then price will not give you a very clean move, and you will most times be sitting in drawdown. For example, if let's say you took a buy here, retest, you would have to deal with a 30 pip drawdown. I mean, is that fine? Honestly, that's fine. But would I want to do that for no reason, understanding that your structure is still bearish? Definitely not. And some of you may be saying, "Oh, Nick, price is flying. Should I get into the buys right now?" That's FOMO. Because why? It is not part of your plan to execute on a change of character of a body candle close with no engulfing. That's not part of your plan. And if you do execute, that means you are breaking the plan. You are not following your rules. But you don't want to break the plan. Because if you don't have a process to consistently replicate it, then you don't have a process. You don't have a working system. Hansa Bailey agreed it's better to follow your plan. At least you can replicate it and analyze the result against your plan. Beautiful. Clear? So yes, right now, as you can see, the market here is giving us a retest. Once again, we do not have an engulfing candle just yet. So what is the thing we do now? We sit on our hands and we wait. We sit on our hands and wait. Our plan was to look for a 1 minute internal change corrector, retest, and then engulfing. I would much prefer the stronger break above this high, correct? In 23. Today. We learn from my mistake. Yeah, actually profitable. That's where the bulk of people are. They don't know risk management. All they want is to become rich. Not willing to put in the work. That's why I show up every single day to walk you through. Host private live streams. Okay? High for a buy zone or sell zone. London has switched bullish. Give us that push up. $1,000 day. You won't get it on time. Earn and learn with me. Come into my community. And I'll see you guys on the private live stream. Tonight, 8 p.m., same time, same place.
Yes. Oh, finally. We are done. We are
Meet you
done.
back here. Bye bye.
I'll watch the other one at night. Before the World Cup final. But that one was actually really interesting. This is the next one I'm supposed to watch. So now I wanna back test for how long have we been live? We've been live for 1 hour 15 minutes. So as soon as it gets to 2 hours, then I'll be done. So I'll be done around 5. Oh my god. I really need a mouse, man. Start back testing. Bye. Tasioni vizuri. You can see my laptop. This light is so annoying though. Okay. Yo guys, so today I'll be showing you my strategy from top to bottom. Yo guys, so today I'll be showing you guys my strategy from top to bottom. So this is SMC, Smart Money Concepts, that I use. Philosophy, narrative, basically manipulation, and catching the manipulation. That's basically what it is when big banks splash huge money in the market. Your main goal is just to catch the retest. Like, they're going to drive money back, the price back to that point, and then you just execute from there. That's what I mean. Entry conditions, change of character, fair value gap, engulfing. We can also use IFVGs, B breaker blocks, and yeah, stop loss placement, place it swing high, swing low, swing points, POI high, POI open and close. In validation logic, use POI um, respective um, time frame candle closes above the point of interest. The POI respective yeah. So what this means is, let's say we are trading off a 1 hour OB, we require um, a 1 hour candle to fully close above or below the POI for it to be invalidated. So yeah, for the strategy blueprint, we're going to start a live test. We're going to backtest XAUUSD, completely random. 1, 2, 3, 10,000. Start backtesting. So the strategy is actually really simple. So as you can see here, we have a market that kind of looks like it's ranging. Holy, my bad. So first of all, we start from the daily time frame. Um, this is what the daily time frame looks like. Looks like a mess, but we have to find the narrative. We have to find what price wants to do. So we have this high. Um, I really wish the path thing was free, bro. Like, I just wish most of these websites stopped being so weird. Because I can tell this website is like probably vibe coded. So there's really no reason to make things so expensive, man. Anyways, we have this high, low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, equal highs over here. You have this equal highs over here. This just shows that price. This is such a strong point, especially on the daily time frame. So after that, we broke past this higher low, which means we formed a bearish change of character. A bearish change of character right over there. My bad. Which means we made this bearish change of character. Okay, so then we made a low, another low, then a higher high, which means we made an internal change of character here, bullish change of character here, and then we made the actual change of character. Let's see, high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, I mean lower high, I mean lower low, sorry, lower low, um, lower high, lower low, lower high, change of character. Yeah, or maybe you could look at it like this: high, low, higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, I mean lower low, then lower high. Yeah, then we made the change of character here, this bullish change of character over here. Then we left this fair value gap behind. So this fair value gap over here is actually a really strong place to set to buy off from. As you can see, price just hasn't yet tapped that fair value gap yet, but it almost, then it kind of retraced. So what we can say from this is that the market is currently bullish internally and externally. So that means almost always the 4 hour is also going to be bullish. As you can see, we had this BOS, I mean change of character there. Actually, it was a BOS because this is where the change of character happened, because we made high, we came here, we made a low, high, higher low, high, high, higher low, lower high, then we made a lower low, which means over here again we made a bearish change of character, and then we made a bullish change of character right after. It came to retest this it didn't retest any OB, but it came and pushed back higher. If we look at what price is doing currently, let's see. So made a high, made a high, a low. Did we tap this fair value gap? Oh, we did. Okay. And then price pushed up higher. We haven't made a higher high yet. Um, higher low. So yeah, we are still currently bullish on the 4 hour as well. Let's see our 1 hour. High to low, high, higher low. No, higher high. So we made a higher low, then we made a lower low, which means we had a bearish change of character over here. Then we came low. Wow, this market is looking kind of ranging. Low, high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher high. And then we made a lower low, which means, what the hell is that? Which means we broke we made a bearish change of character over here. Are you enjoying the app? No. No. And then we went and made a high. We made a lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Hmm. So honestly, price has to close above this line over here so that we know if price is willing to go higher or not. That's going to actually form a bullish BOS, because currently we've made higher highs and higher lows on the way up. So let's see the 15 minutes. So we made this low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So then higher low, and we need to close above this with a body candle close, so we know that price is going to move higher. It's currently 1700. Let's see what price does, and we're going to come back after Asia. Start looking for trades there, and there you go. Price does close above with the body candle close. Actually, price blew through this high, which means we were right. So that's 18, 19, 20, 21. The main reason we're doing this is because that's literally how I trade. I only trade during London and New York, and over here we were um looks like New York was just about to end, so okay. So this is 23, 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So if you guys don't know when Asian session starts, it is if UTC plus 3 is where I'm from. So the Asian trading session, often called the Tokyo session, from 3 a.m. to 12 p.m. This period represents the opening of major Asian financial markets in Tokyo, so 3 a.m. to 12 p.m. 3 a.m. to 12 p.m. No way. No way. That's 3 a.m. to 12 p.m. bro. That's literally like 8 hours. Sometimes Google is just really dumb. Okay, so Asian session is from 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. UTC. So that's 2 a.m. to 12 p.m. What? 2 a.m. to 12 p.m. 10 hours. Ain't no way. Ain't no way it's 10 hours. 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. That's 12. No, Google is actually really dumb. Which is the next one that I asked? 2 a.m. 12 p.m. Oh, wait. It's actually right. 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. That's actually kind of crazy. There's no way it's that long. Let me see. It's actually from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Singapore. Hmm. Let me check this on TradingView. I'm actually kinda confused now. Okay, so here's Tokyo. Tokyo is basically Asian session. It starts at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. to 11 to 12. Hmm. So 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. Okay, good to know. 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. 2 a.m. to 11 a.m. Damn. Okay, interesting. Let me listen to what Callisto was saying. It is
more bullish? Are you the trend? Break out the bearish trend. This tells answer is bearish. Likely regions. So then how did I take these exact cells that netted me 232? So if this is where price is retesting, then I can drop down to the first candle's top wick right over here. And the third candle's bottom wick right here. In this case, no bottom wick, so use the body. Now, 1 second. IFVG forms when dumping. So price would come for our own bed basis. Exactly what the time for me done. Or what? It is a link tree link. Links account. 1,000 this channel you need before it's I gave you the already 7. How do you make sure it's consistent? You know what? Results. Right. High and the low. Above the high, there's a bunch of orders sitting. D is simply a specific session, Asian, London, or New York session. The high and the low. Above the high, there's a bunch of orders sitting, waiting to be taken out. Same thing for the low. That's where price can look to take out those stop losses above or below. Session liquidity. Good. Now, this is not the only reason why I have my Asia or where I have my London sell zone. This is not the only reason why it's there. It's just one line, right? So if that's the case, then I need to find other points of interest to let me know that I have a range to be able to look for sales from. Now, I do see a question here by Carl Newwood T3943. Nick, do we not have a 4-hour body candle body candle close out already? Lower. The concept of bullish on a block, you break a block. Failure of 2 points of interest into what? Block set is effect the high to the low. What am I expecting? Breaking market to closure underneath the higher low. Once again, your change of character. Go back. You have that. We have yes, we do. Yes, we do. Any 4133. To find this is not the only reason why it's there. It's where price can look to take above liquidity or above. And where do you find that? Right over here, you can see this is the 8 o'clock candle. Where's your 12 o'clock candle? The 11 o'clock candle right here. Why do we mark out the 11 o'clock candle instead of the 12 o'clock candle? Can anybody tell me why? Take a guess. It closes at 12. Very good. Those of you guys just slightly more experienced, you will understand why.
8 to 12.
You watch. So let's talk about the points of interest. We have just done the multi-time frame analysis, and based on the multi-time frame analysis, we have the daily bullish but any bearish retracement. Number 2, 4-hour time frame. Price has also bearish. Not working. Let me just. It's running a family. They care so much. An Asian low. This is formed during the Asian session. This concept is what I call the kill zones. So before I mark out my sell zone, which I have already done, so I've just deleted it, I'm going to mark it out again so that you understand why my sell zone is there. First reason why my sell zone is there is because I have the Asian high. The Asian high is created, the Asian high and low in fact is created during the 8 a.m. GMT plus 8 to the 12 p.m. GMT plus 8.
8 a.m. GMT plus 8.
If you don't know the timings for it, write this down. I repeat one more time. For the Asian highs and lows to be marked out, you want to mark it out in between the 8 a.m. GMT plus 8 to the 12 p.m. GMT plus 8 price action. And where do you find in between the 8 a.m. GMT plus 8 to the 12 p.m. GMT?
8 a.m. So 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. Okay. Yo guys, so today I'll be showing you my strategy. My strategy is I use smart money concepts. Here are my entry conditions, change of character. Actually, I missed one of them. One of the main entry condition is higher time frame, clustered POI tab. Clustered. I don't know if that's the spelling, but yeah. By higher time frame clustered POI, I mean a POI that probably has like a 1 hour OB, a 15-minute fair value gap, and maybe a session high or low, so that we can be sure that price might sweep liquidity. Philosophy, manipulation, and catching the manipulation. By manipulation, I mean big banks usually pour a lot of money into the market and kind of manipulate the market. They also drive price back to where they initially placed the money, and that's basically what we're trying to get. So once they do that, we look for confirmations. Here are our confirmations: change of character, fair value gap engulfing, and try and catch the reversal before it happens. So before I yap too much, we're just going to start a new session. Normal XAUUSD, random, generate random range. That's 1, 2, 3. 2025. I really hope this isn't when the market was just going up, because it's really hard to trade like a market that's moving in one direction using this strategy that I'm using. So no, yeah, the market looks really healthy actually. So if we come down to um, the 1 day looks like it's kind of ranging 3,340, 59. So first things first is market structure: high, low, high, higher low, higher high. Then we came and made a lower low, lower high, then a higher low, then a higher high, higher low, higher high. So market currently is bullish because we made a BOS over there. But we are currently kind of stuck in a range, to be honest, because we need price to close above one of these two. So currently, internally, price is bullish, but externally, let's see. Let's see if this low over here was broken. So externally, let's just say it's in a range. As you can see, it perfectly this low and this low are perfectly in a straight line, meaning the market really doesn't have any direction, but From the internal structure, we can tell it's bullish and it's currently in a bearish retracement. So if price decides to break below this low over here, that's when we can say that price is turning bullish. So currently it's bearish. So currently it's bullish. So we move to the 4 hour, and then in the 4 hour we are making low, high, higher low, higher high, lower low, which means here we made a bearish change of character, which is a weak change of character, which means price will most likely pull back and then continue that side. But as you can see, it didn't. If it was a body candle close, then we'd expect price to continue going lower. So then we made this lower low followed by a high, then a higher low, then a higher high. So this means here we came, first of all, we broke past this, we haven't broken past this, so we haven't officially made an external change of character, but we have indeed made an internal change of character. Um, mhm. Actually, not yet. This should still be bearish until we actually broke above here, which we did, and the market shifted bearish. Yes. So high, low, lower low, then we made a higher high. What the hell just happened there? So we made that higher high. We officially made a change of character, an external change of character. And as you can see, once we did, we had a retest and market continued going high. So here we have a BOS, break of structure, and then we continue. Then we made a high, high, high. Then we made a higher low, higher, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So, hmm, so that means we made a bearish change of character, which means the 4 hour is currently bearish. The daily time frame is bullish, which means that today we're going to be looking for both buys and sells. We catch both buys and sells, we just don't discriminate because of, say, the market is looking bearish. We don't do that on the daily time frame. So in the 1 hour time frame, let's see what's happening in the 1 hour time frame. Let's look at it in detail. So we made this low that, as you can see on the 1 hour time frame, it was a weak change of character. And remember when I told you that when we get a weak change of character, we usually expect a pullback before continuing in that direction. As you can see, we had this change of character. Personally, I would have entered this trade here. After this, a fair value gap, and then a bullish engulfing drop. Yeah. So let's see what the 1 hour is telling us. So we have a low, high, higher low. Actually, lower low. Actually, we can go all the way till here. Lower low, lower high, lower low. Actually, this is a higher low. But as you can see, we are stuck in between this range over here. So I'll be looking for price to either close above this or below this so that we know which side exactly price is willing to go. But as you can see, we did make an internal BOS, internal break of structure over here. So internally, we are still bearish, and externally too, we are still bearish. So lastly, the 15-minute time frame. Let's see. On the 15-minute time frame, we came we made high, higher low, lower high, high, high I mean lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So then we had a bullish change of character. Right over there. Then we made a high, and then a higher low, and then a lower high, and then a lower low. So meaning we made a bearish change of character. Here it was a weak change of character. There's the pullback, and then there's the continuation. So yeah, so we're kind of bearish on almost every time frame. So we could be looking for sales. What time is it? It is currently 8. So this is actually a really good time to trade. So I'm going to start looking for my zones. Remember when I told you the zones have to be clustered? Okay, so we're looking for the Asian high. It's currently 3, 3, 5, 6, 6. So here's our Asian low, and here's our Asian high. That's our Asian low and that's our Asian high. So now we look for the things that we can use to pair the Asian low and the Asian high with. Because as you can see, the Asian low isn't swept yet. So we can look for an OB, which is at the highest point in price before a break of structure. So let's see. So we made a low, high, higher low, um, higher low, then we made a lower high, then a lower low, and then price came all the way up here before it broke this low over here, which means that this was the highest point in price before breaking structure, and it's together with the Asian high. Let's check the 1 hour time frame and 4 hour time frame as well. Okay, so there's nothing much there. 1 hour. Let's check the 4 hour. Nothing much on the 4 hour too. So we're going to use that as our buy zone. As our sell zone. And then we need to start looking for our buy zone. So we don't want to buy. Let's see what time this was actually. 16 Thursday. This is our London low. Asia low. I'm just gonna do some analysis here to see if we can catch any moves. So we made a change of character. Uh, made a change of character there. We do have this fair value gap over here. So now that we do have that fair value gap, let's see So currently the only thing that I'm seeing we can do now is wait for price to tap this. Hmm. Let's just play and see what happens, because the market is kind of ranging. Okay, so we make a BOS. And this was our highest point in price before we broke structure. So if price does come like below, like taps this, I can look for sales lower. Let's see. Actually, I haven't even done my sales one yet. My buys on, that is. Okay, so we made a low, high, higher low, and higher high. So this was the lowest point in price before we broke structure. And surprisingly, the Asian low is here, and it's unswept. Plus, we have this OB right here, and in addition to the OB, we have this fair value gap. So yeah, this is going to be our sell zone. I mean our buy zone, and our sell zone. Our sell zone is all the way up here. Perfect. Okay, let's see what price decides to do. Okay, so we're kind of ranging. We were making higher highs. Okay, so we made this looks like a liquidity sweep. Let's see. So high, high, low, lower high, lower low. So we currently have a weak change of character, and the 5 minutes actually a body candle close. Okay, we almost tap in our zone. if we don't tap the zone, then we don't trade. Okay, there we go. Finally. Ooh, damn! Look at that. Look at that huge dump. So now we start looking for confirmations. So if we break past this high, with the body candle close, now it's this high. Okay, so our zone failed. Has the 15-minute candle closed yet? No, not yet. So at 12:15, if we're still not in this zone, then the zone is officially failed. 12:13, 12:14, and we're back. So high, low, high. Then yes, it's still the same place. We have to close above that. Okay, low, high. Let me check the 5-minute. So this is our new lower high. Let's wait for 1:30. And there we go, 1:30, and finally the zone officially breaks, which means we use this zone to look for sales. So what I'd expect to happen is we tap the zone, um, and then we look for confirmations. There we go, looks like we tapped it. We did tap it, so now I'm waiting for bullish engulfing. I mean bearish engulfing. And then that 5-minute change of character. There you go. Then we have this IFVG over here that we already tapped. Let's see. Okay. Okay. It's like we tapped this OB. When enter the trade here. stop loss above that high, and then I'm gonna go for 1 to 1, then a 1 to 2, and a 1 to 3, and yeah. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, so that's TP1. I'm supposed to go break even. I was supposed to go break even after TP1. My bad. My bad. I don't know if I should just close the trade because we are technically at break even. Or should I just let the trade run for the plot? Should we leave it running for the plot? I mean, we made. Let's see. It hasn't closed above, but it has showed signs that it wants to. So honestly speaking, I'm just gonna close this trade, close position. And yeah, as you can see, I don't think we ever hit TP2. Yeah, we never hit TP2, so yeah, that's why we go break even. Anyways, that was just one setup. Anyways, I'm done. Peace out. Cheeky 2 hours.